So let's try this. Welcome to a Thursday with Delenn. We are in the DadCaff 73 Patreon server for Java Minecraft. And I'm just starting taking down the lava farm. Had some OBS issues this morning where it totally and utterly froze up. And then so I had to reboot the computer. My apologies for the delay on that one. And after doing so, I now have 3 instances of the OBS running all at once according to the task manager. So we'll see whether or not my computer can handle that. It seems to think that there is over 50%, oh no, only about 50% of the CPU tied up at the moment, so that's not too bad. Whereas the instance of OBS that appears to be cooperating says it's only using 0.7% of CPU. Yeah, bit of a liar, but that's okay. We're gonna work with it. Alright, so yesterday I was digging out some of the moat, and upon some further research late last night, I discovered that this is too wide. Far too wide. So what I really should be doing is basically mirroring this slightly more vertical side over here, just on the opposite side, and then just flatten out over top. So, I mean, I have a little more landscaping to do, but it saves me a bit of effort as well. It's all good. The other thing I'm going to be doing as we fly over in this direction. Oh, my mouse moves in the mini-map. Interesting. Okay. Is this tower on the right-hand side. I'm going to take it down, and I'm going to move it. Actually, I'm going to build another one, really. I'm going to move it over here on this corner, and then finish the circle and complete the upper wood section on that side. Because looking at my model, but more importantly, looking at what I was up to here, I am not great with diagonal stuff for bridges, and it just wasn't looking right to me to have a bridge on the diagonal corner. Going across the straight section would be easier for me, make more sense with what I'm up to. So yeah, I'm just going to move the tower across, and that way I can have a flat side. Good morning, Benson, and good morning to Fantastic Sherlock Fox and to Neon as well. One of the things that didn't get started up apparently was my bot, so give me just 1 second. I'm going to give myself a rehydrate in the meantime. Might help if I actually open it. It's Thursday. It's a good thing. For those of you that were amused / blown away the other day when I mentioned that I stream 5 times a week, this week it's a good thing that Thursday's the last one. Thursday morning is the last slot, but it's also because we have teachers convention in our city, which means that our kids don't have school today or tomorrow, and that also means that that also reminds me that we have a holiday on Monday. There we go. I thought I was flying for a second. Don't ask. Or floating. But so between the holiday weekend and the teachers' convention, then we don't have anything that needs doing today or tomorrow. I'm not in the usual like kids are at school sense. Yay. So it gives me an opportunity to stream again, but as you can imagine, my head's elsewhere because I haven't actually said hello to the kids yet this morning. I was intending to. Pardon me. But I didn't see them as I was coming down to stream. And unfortunately, I didn't leave myself enough time to go in and double check on them if I still expected everything to be hunky-dory when I started. The fact that it wasn't is immaterial in that case, but that's the zombie in the iron farm, so I'm okay with that. Speaking of zombies in iron farms, I should probably go pay him a visit. so that I can get myself one more bucket here. That would be wise, I believe. Ow! Excuse me. That's rude. No, you don't, CJ. Good try, though. Definitely good try, though. Good morning, Mr. CJ Bot. Oops, I don't need that. Just need one more bucket.
Hello?
Hello! Good to see you. Alright. Let's go get that out of here. It's the never-ending castle reform. I'm always redoing the castle. Right. There we go. That out of the way.
Hello.
Sure. Hello. How are you doing this morning? You know what I should do? There. Now you guys should be able to see what I see here. If that doesn't work, I'm not too surprised. One of the things that has happened in the last couple of days, and I discovered part of the reason I was having so many problems with bots and whatnot yesterday, is that Twitch has changed up a couple of their API elements. So what it did was, the result was that it broke what's known as the pub sub system. So that meant that we were unable to publish or subscribe to things going on from Twitch. So you couldn't actually publish, aka tell Twitch to do something, or subscribe, aka hear from Twitch what was going on. So that was not very helpful for us. Let's just put that up here so that we can get things rolling. There we go. So it looks like that whatever the plugin is that's been doing the chat for us in whatever's been doing the chat for us in the in-game stuff here does not want to connect. There we go. So it's probably having some hiccups with that pub subsystem as well. Too bad. You know, it's loss. We can get by. Alright. Let's move this one. I'm organized. Not... Okay, so let's get the water out of the road. Get those two out of the road because they're dangerous little things. And yeah, I can handle the rest of that just being in the way. That's fine. Alright, so what do we need? I need to get more of this stuff out of the way. Do not hit me on the head again.
Hello.
Hello, Zerk. When I went to bed at crazy hours last night, you appeared to both be still sitting in my stream and responding to things on Discord. Do you not sleep? I worry about you. 'Cause I know I don't react well when I don't get very much sleep, and I get a little squirrely. And not squirrely, wow. See? There you go. That was not meant to be the case in point. I was just curious. But I'm hoping you're doing well. I really am hoping you're doing well. So today I am ripping down the lava farm, dripstone farm, etc. So that I can move one of my towers and have a square on bridge rather than an angled on bridge. Ooh, hey. It cooperates. Nice. It slices, it dices, and it may even do julienne fries. Alrighty. Whoa, dude, I didn't expect you there. My brain saw the golem and it went, what on earth is that? And then it's like, well, you know, you look at these things a zillion times a day and you don't know what that is. There we go. Okay. Alright, so a bit of a rough start this morning. I'll be honest, I will cop to the fact that when I restarted OBS with all these many versions running at once, or instances, I hit start streaming. I changed scenes a couple of times. I changed a couple of things. Started music, etc., etc. And somehow start streaming didn't go. So maybe I didn't double click on it or something. I'm not really sure, but it didn't go. Fantastic Sherlock Fox came in and says, "Is everything okay? You're not live." And I went, "Oh no!" And I got a little snippy, but not intentionally to be snippy, but more to go, "Oh my goodness, gotta deal with that right now." And so the tone became more of get lost, which wasn't very, very nice at all. So those of you that stream as well and don't have your mods living in your house, it's probably for their best. Okay, let's see. So this tower, let's see what I can do to make it look nice. 1, 2, 3, that's got a 4. On this side, do I have space for 4? Without it looking too janky. 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh. Okay. I didn't think this out very well. That's okay. Let's go and get some stuff put away while I get some bricks. Probably the smartest thing. I'll put these away on the way by. Don't need the stairs, but I will need those. Give them more lava. And I will need the trapdoors, so take another lava. We'll go with that for now, I think. What else am I thinking I'm going to need? Obviously food, so let's use lava. In leveling up some of my villagers so I could get golden carrots, I got lots of cake. So I'm just trying to use up cake. Where did I put? Alrighty. Stairs. Looks smooth up there for sure. Stairs and slabs. Nope. Let's see what else we can get going here. Now, this may look dumb to put all of them sitting in the fuel system for the smelter, but if I... 2, 3, 4, 5. But if I use it all up, it's not a huge deal because I still have 2 tucked away in the village, way over yonder, and that makes it easier. Because then I know that they're far enough away I can't really touch them. So, this. Box. Wood. There. Alright. Oh, I needed bricks. That's what I came for. Brick stairs and slabs. Yeah, should be everything. Because I've got the ladders. Oh, that's space. Put out another gate. All right. Obozib just asked if I was streaming, and I'm kind of like, well, sort of. The first thing, I was going to repair this side, be like, oh yeah, I'm going to repair it and make it better. And then I realized, well, that's exactly where I'm putting the tower. I don't have to repair it. You know, one of those conveniences. Oh, nice. I hear I'm not on people's live Twitch lists at the moment. It's a little bit detrimental to us, but we will make the best of it. Let's see. Which are you going to be a nice day or mean today? Interesting. It doesn't think I'm live. That's really wild. Okay. No idea.
Oh, hello there.
Wow. Oh. Found it. Excellent. Yes. Excellent. Okay. So, once again, working on the castle. Moving towers again. Keep saying, this time for sure, Rocky. Maybe. So what I'm working on at this second is going to become a 3x3 version of one of the towers. Welcome in, Jose. I'm glad you found me. On your way in, if you could possibly remember. Yeah, I was gonna make a bad joke about that, but probably not. Okay, so I've got a 3x. Oh, that was dumb. That was really dumb. Oh, and suddenly behaved like I don't have the camera I have. You know, this would be useful when I just want to take a look at the other side. So it's got the one notch in. And then we've got a 3x3 we're working with a single hole at the center. So we've got one notch in. This fence post should be the start of the 3x3, which means I'm okay here. Right where I'm standing should be down. That works. That works. It also means I have enough overlap. I don't have to worry about all pieces. Yeah. Okay, so I can head down intentionally this time and start putting up some of the bricks from the outside. I am carrying ladders this time. Yay! Good place to start. Okay. There's one here. There, and I believe it was right in this one I need to go up, which means this column, oops, that was going to be bricks, which means this one needs a fix right here, regular stone. This will be bricks. I told myself I had overlap. I do not. I've got to get this fixed. 2, 4. 2, 3. Did I reach? Oh, I did. Yay! Alright. Let's see if I have enough pieces. It's one part. 2, 3. Okay, let's go 5. Oh, whoops, not that way. Aha. Two, 3, 5. Not so smart on my part. 4. There we go. Okay. Did I brought a button. A button. Button. This and my tower, because I know Okay, so I need to come out one more still to make it match. Okay. So I just put up a wall piece that I don't need. Yeah. But Doc McStuffins is a weird TV program. I love it, but it's a strange one. And it gets to the point where my kids aren't too impressed with me when I quote it sometimes because the result sounds like I'm picking on them. It's not intended to, but it does. Okay. So take this out. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. Do I have a button? Didn't I pick up the button? Where'd the button go? Oh, we have stone button, right? There we go. Alright. I just, while I'm building, do not want any critters. Okay, there we go. This one, and out. I do need to have it not recessed for the outside. Two. My moat got really screwed up, which will probably explain a lot as well. Alrighty. This one. No, I'm not all about fixing this right this second. I just need a lip so that if I come off the stairs, then I know where I'm going. 2, 3, 4. There's my button. Found my button. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Counting with Dylan. Excellent. Ha 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 ha. All right. There's the 3x3. Which is going to look really, really weird. If I go out there. Technically, that's going to be the right spot on the tower because it's completely opposite the other side. But it's going to look really strange as I go wrapping around the edge. So I'm just going to have to fudge it. What do I want to do with that, actually? I wrap in one more instead. On both sides. Just go flush with this one. Does that work for my corner? I'm not really sure. That actually might make my corner make more sense. I don't know how I'd get out. Okay, I'm gonna do that instead. I just don't like the way this is sticking out. And hey, the best bit about this, it's like Lego in that you can always try something, decide if you like it or not, and then if you don't like it, then you come back and you do something else, right? This will be the middle. Oops, might help if I actually do the other blocks. I'm confusing myself quite royally this morning. And it's quite quiet. Alright. So what have we got going on? Let's go F4. Okay, so if I'm going to sync right up against it, do I want to go with flat pattern? Probably. Actually reverse the towers a little bit.
Oh, hello there.
Hello, Poodle Pirate. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oops. Itch. Okay. So. Lots of free hydrates this morning. Which. See if it'll actually work.
2, 4, 6, 8. Everybody hydrate.
Hydrate. Woo! Okay, that one actually works. Yay. Yay. I'm chuffed about that. What I'm trying to do... I don't know. So I'll pull in each tower on that side, and I'm trying to decide, do I want to go with the same design I've been having so far? Or do I want to change it up? I don't know what I want. I really do not know. Actually, this whole center section is going to change anyway, so I can do whatever I want. I forgot about that. On this side, though, so we got 2 and 1, 2 and 1, and then this side was 2, and then on the edges we were 2. So being as I'm changing that up, maybe I do want to go stone. I don't know. Let's try it and see how it looks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this would be stone as well. See how that looks. Actually, it blends nicely. And then this side looks a little longer in that color, but I think I'm okay with that. All right. So that one's figured out, which means this whole side here will be plain stone. At least that bit will be. OMG, wow. That really caught me off guard. Yay! Three. This will be stone right through here. I can never decide what I want to do, and then something was funny. So I'm glad it was funny. There's 4 of us. What? Let's see. Oh, there's a lot of Zerks. Yeah, there's a lot of Zerks. Nobody's gonna keep that straight. Button, button. I have 3 over here. 1, 2, 3. Probably the one corner that may not need it. Alright. So that's that part. I can just keep going up. Now that I know what it's made out of. Oops. Wrong button. That one has to stay. The problem with doing it this way is that I have to figure out how up is up. Let's see, can I get around it? Yeah, 90-degree corner. Sure. Okay, so we're going up. 1, 2. Hey. Let me up. 3, 4. Still want the brick top? Sure. 5. Does this one have a yep? That makes no sense, but this one has a yep on it. That look like nope, it has a slab on top of that. We're gonna put the slabs. Go. 1. Alright. I can sort of make it match. Excellent. We can do this with falling in the hole. Made it. That's not talent. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a slab. Ow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, whoops, this isn't correct anyways. Whoops. Whoops, whoops. That, is iffy. Okay, what did I do over here? There's the 9. Then went out all the way around by 1. Okay. There's the 9. Tick off this one. And then out all the way around by 1. This part. That's on a corner. Did I forget? Nope, I didn't forget the stairs. Oops, let's not fall off the edge here. This one. 2, 3.
Hello there.
I think this one will just be a brick. Hello there. How are you today? Very glad to see you, Scotch Tape. I'm confusing myself royally today because I am moving things around and moving my
Hello?
towers again. So it just means that I can't seem to recall where anything is at any particular point in time. And I have to move the ladder because otherwise it's going to impede motion. I need more of that anyways. So, how are you fine people doing this morning? How are you fine people doing this morning? Chilling and playing? Awesome. What and whereabouts are you playing at the moment? I have a guess on half of that, but not on the rest. Right, did I see that correctly? Waiting for tornadoes this afternoon. Wow!
Hello.
Wow! PP Zerk is never square. No, I'd say PP Zerk is more teddy bear shaped. That's not meant as anything negative. That's actually, no, very, very welcome. Very cuddly. That still sounded very wrong when I say it that way. Sorry about that. Ooh. Sketchy. he's fired! Totally fired! Let's get some regular stone out of here. Because apparently I'm using more than I thought. You don't need that much. Yeah. Yes, you heard teddy bear. As in, like, Theodore Roosevelt looking like a bear. Oh, yeah, I guess that would be a good thing, because schools are not exactly made for tornadoes. They don't exactly have a lot of the same perks. I mean, you can't stick, you know, the entire, 400 or 600 students in the bathrooms. It doesn't work. And I mean, in all honesty, that's not the only and or best place for anybody to be in a situation like that. But it seems to be, up here anyways, that seems to be the popular suggestion of what to do, where to go. Yeah, you definitely don't want them on buses. Exactly. Certainly not between transit locations. That would be really scary for everybody involved. Youth, parents, yeah, you name it. Okay. If there's a way to complicate things, Delenn will find it. Okay, so that's one corner. And then this will, think about this correctly, go across here. That would be stairs, so let's put, that's supposed to be wood stairs, but we'll go with it. This one, and I'll throw a slab on top. It's gonna look really odd, actually. I don't know what I want to do with this. The idea was there, but the practicality is not quite so much. So once again, this may not be the finished product. We'll just start with what I did before, and then see where I go from there. That has a slab on top. The other side does not, and it sticks out differently because this one has to come in a bit more, right? Yes. Yes, exactly. Well, it's funny actually. I was having that conversation with my son the other day. Not as in the "hey, here's what you should do" thing, but more the "this is what people tell you to do," and he goes, "Why?" And it wasn't that he didn't really understand. Like, the logic was certainly there. But it's just not something that we ever have to deal with here very frequently. I mean, there's been a few scares and stuff, but nothing super notable. That one. This one. In theory, I should have a wood button. Work now. This one. One. Why did I only put up two? Oops, I already had one. Okay. But the whole bit about the plumbing and such is not one of those things. It's actually funny now that I think about it. One of Fantastic Sherlock Fox's favorite movies, strangely enough, is Twister. And it has not occurred to me to actually watch that with our kids. Not that it's a "hey, here's what you should do," because that's actually a movie full of all kinds of "here's what you should not do." But, yeah, it just has not occurred to me to watch that with them. Okay, so what did I do on the other side? I put these in the corners. It's a dreadful movie. Yes, it is. But then again, I mean, hey, it's a Jodie Foster movie. You know? Kind of enough said. Most of her movies are pretty dreadful. They weren't always. But, yeah, most of her movies lately are pretty dreadful. Okay. And I need a bunch more buttons up top. 1, 2, 3. There we go. 2, 3, and where'd the torch go? Okay, so I have most of this thing done. Let's see how bizarre it looks from the front. That's actually not necessarily a bad thing in terms of design. Just move the other part across and then tear out the center section for a gatehouse of sorts. Weirdly, I kind of like it. I'm not sold, but I'm not necessarily against it. So the front or outside looks fine. The inside, let's see how janky that is. I have to go past the... Whoa. Uh-oh. Something's changed. I can get through. That's not good. Okay. So I have to... That looks odd. I need a... fence post, I think? What was I doing here? Oh yeah. Gate post. This should be a gate. Alright, I can't interact. Okay. Let's try that again. Down the hole. Alright. So this should be a gate, I believe. Let's orient it this way now. Part of the problem was I didn't know which direction I wanted to orient everything. And this would be a gate with a post, another gate to go post on the corner. Yeah, I think I'm going to take out these three and recess it to be the tower if I can make sure I still have movement space inside. I have a suspicion. No, I won't. I can't pull that out. That's a head scratcher. Apparently I can make it through the walls. Okay, never mind. We're not going to go down below ground then. We are just about to have an ad for those of you that are stuck with ads. So, apologies for that as well. But I will probably still be poking at this, trying to figure out where to put it when you get back. Suggestions welcome from chat, because this looks really odd to me. But the tower really should be bigger. I think... It sticks out by 2 on this side. It doesn't stick out at all on that side. The other option, actually, now to think about it, is if I'm tearing out this bit below here, and then under there, then really what happens with the wood on this side doesn't matter because I can recess it back. Okay, let me try something different on this side. As long as I get my bearings. Where am I? Oops. Where is this? This is... I don't want to go down the ladder. That's the ladder to the inside. Which means this is the outside corner. Oops, I had that idea and then I just really lost it. Okay, so I'm gonna take this straight across, I think. It still doesn't help with this corner. Grr. Grr, grr, grr. Key is motion, right? Like, I have to be able to move inside here. Whoa, whoops, not inside the ladder. So even if I move this back one so that I can go straight across, it doesn't help the other corner, the outside section. From the inside, it makes sense. From the outside, not so much. Unless... Towers always frustrate me because I can never get them quite right. This is a... That's gonna move one way or the other. The other problem with this is now it's become 4 across. So really, how it looks on this corner is actually more critical. I mean, as in like the outside of the tower. That's 2 out. I'm just really not happy with the way this is turning out, but I know why I moved the tower, and I'm still happy with the reasoning for moving the tower. Okay. An interesting one. I haven't seen those stickers yet. Those are cool. One way or the other, I know I don't want this tower. So let me just take that down. That's guaranteed coming down. Something I can deal with. Maybe. Come on. Let me in. Stairs. I'm gonna ask if I did that. rains. All right. Okay, so where is this? 7. Button, yes.
Hello?
Silverbee, how are you doing? Okay. So I had a 7 across the front. I know what I did with that helper thing, so I'm gonna grab that one. I don't normally need the helpers for some stuff, but this one probably wouldn't hurt just for me to have a crutch so that I'm not feeling quite so lost. There we go. Oops. My circles. Actually, let's put it on. Guess this side. Just let me know if you guys suddenly can't hear me. Zoom this puppy in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go to 19 circle. Okay. Like 7. 1, 2, 3, 7. Okay. Got a 7 across the front. Right. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I don't need this. And then 3 out. 1, 2. And this one will be brick. 2 over. Those 2 will be dirt. Dirt, dirt. 3. That doesn't feel right. 2, 2, 1, 1. I did. 2, 2, 1, 1. Oh yeah, because I didn't have that. Wow. Somehow I know which helper piece I used, but my design apparently is not looking the least bit like any of the designs I've seen. But I have no idea what it did. Okay, it's fine. We'll fake it. Fake it till you make it. Where is these? Where's these? Yes. My grammar be so good. 2, 4, 2. Two. Yep. And then 1 on a diagonal. Please do not spawn things. Inconvenient right now. 3, 2, 1, 1. And then tower. Okay. So then we've got 2, 2, 1, 1 tower. 2, 2, 1, 1 tower. Okay. That's not the point. All right. These two. That's 1, 3, 5. Okay, that'll get that part not just one. Ow. Probably have enough to do on the building. Corvus was impaled by drowned. Owie. That does not sound like fun. I had a late start with my stream. Sorry, Ben, I'm just noticing B's question about just finishing your late breakfast. Yeah, I had a late start to my stream, which was not intentional. But you know, tech issues are normal. What else? What else? Two. Oy, how did I do it with the corners? Hang out over on the inside. I can't for the life of me figure out how I did this. Weird. Okay. Here's the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 5. Why shouldn't I? Okay. I figure out what did I miss? That's not feeling right. So yeah, I had a bit of a rough start, and I'm puzzled because I'm moving around my towers again. Guess we've got 5. That should be right there. There should be another one slab here, which means I need 2 wide up there, not 3. There we go. Yeah, exactly. I'm hoping that that will continue to work successfully in my favor. But where did I? In this side, I can't put it there anymore. It's all fake anyway. And this one's gonna be moving. I can put the... Actually, this one's gonna be moving. Right. What am I worried about? Only temporary. Come on. Get up there. Perfect. Okay. All right. 2 and 2 and this one will have a slab. Got him up. And a slab here. So I can actually get in things. And I'm going to need more buttons. There. Try this. 2. 2, 2. And this will be the 1. Right? Yes. And 1 is on. I get the spot that I'm having troubles with. Okay. It'll work for now. I think this is a gate. I think that's supposed to be a gate. Oh, fence at the moment. These two out. I can't get more supplies this way, but I can keep looking. Now. Moving that center section back is definitely the way to go. At least making it wider. Oh, hush, you silly donkeys. This one. Spruce. Oh, no, not spruce. Oh, oh. Probably needs more. The whole point to this is the fact that I didn't want an angled bridge. And I wanted something that looked a little wider. And gave myself a headache, but I think it's going to be worth it when we're done. 8. Fence. Now we should have another 8 and another fence. And then if I do the math right, 8. Oh, actually, because I'm not putting them on the tower, it doesn't matter. It'll change anyway. Alright. This would have been 8 fence. Direction. 8 fence, 8 fence, 8 fence. 8 fence. And then it becomes the I don't know what to do part. This is going to be moving over. actually all that bad in the corner. Pardon me. Oh. Oh. Actually. Okay, what do we need? Oops. Four. 2, 4. Ooh, you got me. You got me good, CJ. I was concentrating too hard and you got me really good. I'm gonna put over this. I'm only moving it over by 1 block, but that's causing a whole redesign at the top. Bit of a pain. And I think that's going to be another slab. Working across correctly? Yes. Slab. Button. Where'd you put buttons? Okay. And from the front, you lose that wall, right? Okay. I lose this. color. What did I say it was solid? Oh, well, it's not ideal. Okay. So it'll be stone, stone, brick. Okay. Hello. Oops. That's less than ideal. Oops. Stone, stone, brick. And gone.
Oh, hello there.
Yeah, they're actually the fake windows, as you say correctly. Those fake windows are intended to be sort of like the shooting holes you might have in a tower. Oops. Didn't provide myself a way to get back in. Thank you, Dynamite, Dub, for coming by. Oops. I'm once again not happy with the look of the tower, so I'm indecisive. 1, 2, 3. This will be stone, brick. Oh, actually, hold on. This will be stone. What am I doing on this? That's interesting. Okay. Now I'm trying to make it consistent on both sides. So, brick, and those ones. What am I missing here? Oh. Okay, so this set has to come out. Take one of those edges down. Got it. Got it. This one has to be brick here. Not here. Come on. Why is it when you want to reach 5, you can only reach 4? There. Right. Now. Up. This one. Make it match. So those should both be stone up front. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Turn your back for 1 minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Down there. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. one should be. Don't know. I don't even know what that was for. Can you can't harass me from there? Nice try. I didn't have that many spots, honestly. Okay, well, we're gonna get more. I know it's just the way it's gonna go. How did that? Oh, right. Try this. Oops. Guess that was my lights. Less than optimal. This one, that one. And where's the slabs? We'll see if this works, but I'm starting to have my doubts about it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nope. Not ideal. Not ideal. Okay. So, let's F4 our way out of this. I can watch the monsters from there. So this corner looks weird going up like that. I think what I'm going to do in this top section is just yeah, less than ideal. I mean, hey, I could take it. It's just timing wise, I was not prepared to get knocked off the top of a tower. Oh yes, Sheep Queen. I mentioned that. Sheep Queen has a nice cough, or had a nice cough, and we think it might be one of those ones, you know, where it's might be sinus based because we got all the schnooks going on, which we're all sensitive to at our house. Plus, she, okay. Plus, she was being better during the day than she is at night. So I think that's probably a lot of it because everything gets the chance to drain during the day. A pleasant sight. Everybody on fire. Ooh. Oh, I had a good number of them. Wow. Okay. Just a few. I think I'm up for sleeping next, guys. Okay, so now that I've chickened out on that one, where was I at? To you too. I need to get myself up here. Now I recognize I don't have my word. I don't have. Can't remember now. What was I gonna say? Whatever it was, it probably wasn't important. 1, 2. I'm now wondering what I was going to say. I butchered that one. confuzzling. Okay, so that tower has been built. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna go with that. It's kinda janky. Okay, it's not even kinda janky, it's very janky. This corner looks weird still, but I might just leave it be. Don't know what I'm gonna do with that. It's actually not horrible. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with it. Did I just see? Hello, JF Bird Blue. How are you doing? Dell is, changing things, changing stuff up for the umpteenth time. Again. I tried to move things and, yeah. It's sort of working. Sort of. I have to figure out where my corners are. So that one went straight across. How is my question. How? I have to figure that out from the bottom. So technically it's 4 wide then. Is that what I'm doing here? Alrighty. So I will punch through this wall. And then on this side, is that inner wall really only 2? It is. Okay. That will be interesting. 2. I need buttons, buttons, buttons. Why do I always need buttons? Really? A good half dozen of them. Always seem to need buttons. And then one more slab through here. Nope, that was the slab there. These.
Hello there.
Hello there. How are you doing? ITT Tom joke. Yes. So, joke was, cannibal is someone who is fed up with people. But yes. That actually was pretty rough. For a joke, that was actually pretty rough. But hey, you know, sometimes one of those ones that would probably benefit from following with a waka waka. 2. Thank you, Tom, for playing that one. I sometimes forget that that one exists. That button actually exists. Okay. Now I have to figure out what the outside looks like. 1, 2, 1, 2. 2, 2. Where's the other side? Doing it with 2, 2. 3 single pillars. Should probably be 4 single pillars, actually. It'll look a lot nicer. 4 single pillars. 4. Yep. Which means I need to figure out where my fences went. 1, 2. That's a... Oh. This one shouldn't be a fence, actually. This one should be... Doing this right, this should be a gate. Aw. On the tower, I have neither, so... Am I having problems jumping? There we go. 1, 2, 3. This way. 1, 2. And I can get underneath it. Nope, I cannot. Interesting. Okay. That was not quite what I expected. Okay. Go there. Go 1, 2, 3. And 4. At least we're symmetrical, right? That's my key. Okie dokie. I have nope, I don't have buttons, so I better be quick on this part. Stairs. What did I do over there that got me the stairs to work? I didn't, so I don't know. Well, let's just get this part done. This way. That one. Slab, slab, slab. Slab, slab. That one. Okay, I can't copy the other side because it's not going to work the same. Stairs going this way, and stairs going this way. Stair next one. That's what it is. Okay. That way, and we'll remove this slab and have stairs going in between. And just go against. Maybe? No. Oh, it's getting to be dark. Getting too dark to see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I get this other slab in before I have to run? And so it'll probably be no. That looks weird, but fine. Down, down. Down, down, down. And there's our original chain of... Yeah. Ow! Don't jump. Fine. I don't care who. Really? Oh, that works too. This one is coming. Oh. Come on, Gig. Gig, you are useless. What did I do in this corner? One slab in, which I didn't like, but I wanted to get rid of. So we had sideways, forward, something weird in the middle, a couple other ones. Then we've got here and see what we can do with that roof. Yeah. Come on, bud. Should be able to mirror this. Flat in the corner. Right off. This one should be facing me. Okay. Go this way. That way. This one. Okay. At least it looks the same. And is generally non-spawnable. Actually, it might look roughly the same all around the outside. Nice. Okay. Kind of a cheaty way to be running around on the roof, but that's... It is what it is. Okay, now I need to figure out what am I doing with... I'll to and fro. What am I doing with this one? I actually don't mind this being out, but if I recess it, it would look nicer, I think. Which means this whole section can move back by one. I'm just gonna double check out here before I go jumping off things. Ugh. But being the quasi-gate location, I actually like the way it protrudes on the front. Yay! Little Pirate has 2 villagers in stalls. Yay! That's a good achievement. Yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Yes. No, we're not starting fresh. That was just me being a goofball. Okay, well then rather than having these stick out, we'll have them stick in. I will expand this one more level inside. Anyways, in the gatehouse, that's fine. And I'm going to switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one. Let's go with... When all else fails, put something in your hand, right? Isn't that how it goes? This. actually like the way that threshold looks, but I think this is, yeah, this is spawnable. It's not acceptable. Where'd the dirt go? We have dirt and it don't hurt. How it goes? And then, wow. 4. These. I may. Yeah, this is the gatehouse-ish zone for this part. Then I may actually like that. Second to deal with floors. Really? All right. How many more do I need? 2, 4. Okay, that's worth it. All right. Then we take out this one. This one. 2. And yeah, I just, pardon the French, screwed the pooch, messed up things on this side as far as the roof goes. But we have more. Alright. Let's get this thing built. We want windows that are not across from these other windows. It's actually, and I was gonna say it's a little wider, but it's not. It's the same size. So I guess I will go with windows. Yeah, I don't have anything in the corners, so we're just gonna go with windows that are across from the other windows because I can. Right. 2, 3, 4, maybe? Actually, yeah. Yeah, I'll keep the windows sort of like these other ones. Dirt. Dirt. This way. 1, 2. That one. Now, where did I put these? Trapdoors. Those. All right. Double check. You know, given that, show you the real quick inspiration. Show you the real quick inspiration. Yeah, that's not the word. Okay, the one. Where's the other one? References. Ah, oops. Nope, that's not the one I want. I want this side today. Nope, I do. I want this one. So you can sort of see what I was going for. Okay, hang on a sec. More important than any of that, let's get down this hole. Come on. Down. Down, please. There we go. Alright. I see the Fantastic Shock box has gone back to work, so that's fine. Now, because this is going to be bridge, I'm going to take this part out. Slab that. Oops. Of course, clearly I have to fix it first, don't I? This one, and that one. Alright. So, one last check on this side. I can't believe it took me 2 hours to figure that out. Sad. What are we missing on this side? We're missing fence, I think. Gates. No, I wasn't putting them on the tower. So I'm only missing one. Why am I having... Never mind. I was just going to ask myself, why am I having... Yeah. Okay, I'm missing one gate. That's it. That's it. And these are not meant to look like anything more than just supports for the upper section. So I'm okay with the fact they're hanging out there. Alright. What do we have? Gates. Excellent. Dirt out of here. Gate, leave. 2, 3, facing that way. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And this one go that way. I don't need this one. I want it though. I do. Do not. There we are. Okay. Finally! So, the point to all of that has been mostly achieved. Actually, if I put that round of skirting in the recess, then it might look like I have a bit of a gate. But I can do that later. That's easy enough. Alright, so, the other piece. And yes, I intend to go a little bit long today. The other piece is just grabbing a whole ton of dirt and starting to fix some of this moat where I was cutting it back too far. Didn't end up getting it all completed around the rest of the side anyways, so I'm just going to start on this zone. And let's see what we can get. Ooh-doo-doo-doo. Take out the ladders I have buttons. I don't need them anymore. One. I don't need that one. Because I can easily just put them in here. Oh, that's my... right. Okay. Leave that there for now. Only because I don't know what I want to do with it. We're putting that there. Probably did, I just don't remember doing it. So there's no such thing as gremlins. Wood ended up here. So this, and those two. Oops. More. And ladders. Ladders can go over there. Oak fence. Near the oak, please. Down button. I need dirt. I need to ditch these and get dirt. Probably more than enough. Hello, kitty cat. Alrighty, so this is something that's pretty straightforward. I'm just going to turn off the references that we have here. Live reference. There we go. Wow, 2 hours for that. I'm a little disappointed, but I got done what I needed to get done, right? The idea is basically I just want to match this other side. So what I'm actually going to do is fill this one in. Oh, whoop. And then jump up a couple levels and fill the next one. Oh, weird. Normally, if you go backwards and you're not crouching, you should go a little faster. There, that's better. That's better. Now at some point I should probably punch through this wall and go get rid of that jerk on the other side. He was very, very noisy last night and he had a whole bunch of creeper friends. And then he managed to grab a bunch of spider friends. And so it was just getting to be a bit more of a party than I like. So let's just go get rid of him. You know, shoulda, coulda, woulda, and all that jazz. Okay, now this, I'm going to backfill. It goes in my hand. Oh, gosh, buddy. Now he's got buddies. He's got friends. This one isn't correct. But weirdly, this one is. Come on. So yeah, backwards, I mean, it's not backwards bridging. And Saturday I will be joining everybody on the, everybody who's interested anyways, on this server. They're going to be doing the dragon fight, and I'm looking forward to it because that adventure is usually a blast. I guess one of these days before I log out of the server for the day, I should probably check in and actually go through the portal, see what the other side looks like. I mean, it's the nether roof, you know, what can it look like? Right? But, should probably actually go through there. So it's 1 level, 2 levels, 3 here. I'm forever going sideways. So truth is, this is as far as the moat needs to go. The rest of it is just like landscaping whatever I please. So I'm gonna leave that part for now. I mean, obviously it's gonna spawn mobs. Clearly. But the moat is the key right now. Because that can allow me to start working on bridges and roads and, well, I don't know, roads. Roads? We're going, we don't need no roads. Yeah, not quite. Not quite. Alright, yeah, so this is the easy part. I'm filling this in. But if it's one of those ones that makes quick visual progress. So sometimes I'm digging dirt and other times I'm laying dirt. Fun! Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that because that's the height I need to be at. And then we can work our way around the corner. This one's kind of silly because, yeah. Okay. This one becomes that one. There's a lot of edging stuff to do. I think this is as far as I'm going to take it to the 2 blocks high. Like that. Because really, this part is actually can be landscaped down because it just goes into the hole. Yeah, there's no point in doing that part. Alright, so this one. And one more. Close enough. Alright. That's that one. Let me just double check from the roof. Yeah, the cutback looks really weird too far back. But I'm just going to leave it and get back onto cutting the new ones. However, this twit is in the way. So, where are we? gonna start with the light. Just put that there so I can put away. I know you were bringing me flowers, but, you know, I really don't appreciate your company. Sorry. No can do. No will do. Okay? In other words, go away. I don't like you. I'll probably keep a few of them at bay. Not much, though. Alright, so where's this one comes off? Here. Dirt. Look okay. Actually, not to say we did. I think that one's gonna be dirt. And these two will be dirt. Those two will be dirt. Which means I can fill this part up with stone again. Yep, he's got friends. At least the one we started with won't be around. Oh, you can't jump up on the bed? Nuts. Okay, so let's keep that one. One, two, and there'll be one more ridge up there. Here we go. Where are we? Finish this one. See? There, that'll get me a bit more. Around that corner. That will be dirt. And this one is dirt. This one's not there. Oops. Certainly not there because I did it wrong. This one won't be there either. You will be dirt. You will be dirt. You won't be there. You'll be dirt. You'll be dirt. You won't be there. Square. This will be dirt. We are. And then level 3. There'll be one back from that. Oh, shush, guys. Now I'm gonna have a skeleton who stick around. That's even worse. Because I don't like skellies. No. It's because the hat. At least the first guy didn't have a projectile, right? One, two, three. This one. This, that. We're just about done this section. Sorry for being so incredibly quiet. Some days I'm really talkative, and some days I'm really, really quiet. Today appears to be one of those quiet days. I do apologize for that. So the aim for this castle after this point. Here. Nope. I can do that. This one is dirt. Yes, okay. The aim for the castle after this point is to have... Wow. These work. Is to work on the buildings that go inside the castle, which are going to be my villager trading hall. So, but the villagers just need to build the houses for them. So yeah, that's the aim after this. And let's see if we can... Rolling. There will be definitely a little bit more of the moat to come just before the buildings, but at least we can start laying out the buildings and get a bit more life and variety into the streams. So I will be looking into which buildings would be inside a castle and doing the homework, because that's what I do. 1, 2, and then 3. And we'll be working on those fairly quickly here, I hope. I would actually like to move on to something other than the basic part of the castle, so I'm looking forward to getting this section done. Right, we're in a vertical wall. Alright. Come up 1, come up 2, come up 3, and that's it. This one. That. And this. Even though I'm cutting the corner more severely than I had it before, and all my corner buddies are hanging out, then it's not as much as it was going to be originally in my design. Okay, perfect. run this one down. The next corner. There's a much faster way of doing it now that I've got around the corner, mostly. So I'm hoping to get things going a little quicker. Can you believe there was a horse pen right over my head till recently? Probably can. Okay, so I told you what I'm up to on the weekend. We have time with parents, and we've got dragon fights coming. What are you guys up to on the weekend? I'm kind of curious. I need some more ideas. Fun things to do. I mean, Minecraft is always fun, but that's not exactly inclusive. Nor is it offline. I mean, swivel chair spread goes well with a lot of different things, but not the healthiest, so I'd like to try and figure out something else to do to get out and about. My kids probably want to play a board game or two. They've got a couple that they really quite like, and they're on a phase where my daughter wants to start designing her own board games. So you never know what you're going to be playing or what the rules are. Sometimes it's a standard one like chess, but they've just replaced all the pieces with parts from one of their other video games. So lately, one of the things, they were playing something called Animal Jam, and they decided to make an Animal Jam chess set. I had a cheap chess set laid around, so my daughter drew a bunch of the pictures and taped them to the existing pieces, and then they had an Animal Jam chess set. I think she only got one side of it done, like the dark versus the light, but I don't know for sure if she actually got around to the second one. Talked about it. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to stop there because that would be the end of this bit. Try it a little faster. There. Ooh. What do you want? There we go. Okay. Oh, no. There. Now, grab these and stir this. And I get this part now. This is one where I can actually get them all there. No. Do another severe cutback. Okay. Where are we here? Oops, a bit quiet. Okay, you know, quiet can be bad, but quiet can be good. We've got quite the weather here. We've got a severe Chinook going on, so for those like the owls, for example, in Minnesota, I believe. Anyways, but those south of us who get it as well, that the weather is great. It's just windy with a high pressure, and the result of that is that one can get some pretty smacking headaches. And really, the truth is that's what's actually causing me to be a little bit more scatterbrained and not thinking of topics to talk about than usual. So, it's not going to help a whole lot at this point in the game, but let's see what we've got. See, today's... Ew, I don't like that one. Sorry. Okay. What food is underrated or underappreciated? Now, we may have covered this one before, but I'm going to go with it. And one of the things I would say is underrated or underappreciated would be foods where they take effort for you to eat. And that sounds weird to say that, but are you above or below? I think you're in. So what I mean by that is that foods you have to put in effort to eat, such as, say, one of the ones that came up in the past was pomegranate. And because it takes effort to get the seeds out, then I really do think the flavor of pomegranates and pomegranates themselves are very underrated and not eaten frequently enough, just because people have trouble getting at them. One of those, like, is the flavor worth your time, I guess is the question, right? And if the answer is no, it's not worth your time, then people won't eat it. So therefore it becomes underrated. Should be eaten more. So pomegranates are one of them. I used to think avocados would be underrated. I'm not sure if they're underrated or overrated. It depends what you're eating them in. Avocados as a sliced food, I think is definitely Ooh, why am I breaking that? I need that. I would say avocados as a sliced food, you know, sitting by itself in a meal, is definitely something that is not eaten enough. Maybe it's another underrated thing. Like I liked, for example, my in-laws introduced me to turkey avocado sandwiches. Or chicken avocado sandwiches. And they're actually quite good. I never thought I would like them, but I surprised myself. And yeah, I do quite like those. We don't eat them very much in our house because I keep forgetting when we have avocados in the house. So they're often inedibly squishy by the time that I get around to eating them, if it's just up to me. Thankfully, Fantastic Chocolate Fox is usually on that more effectively than I am. Usually more on that. Yeah, we have that's actually what made me think about it, was we have avocados upstairs today that are due for being eaten. So we may have some avocados on the menu, but I don't think we have any chicken as far as I know. Too bad, no sandwich today. I mean, but on the other hand, I will just eat them with a spoon. And it's still weird to me that I like them because my parents didn't. So by all rights, I shouldn't either because I wasn't exposed to them. But yet, I just discovered they're fantastic. Some people still think they're squishy, or that they're starchy. And starchy is if you eat it too soon. Squishy, it can be when they're just right, or if you don't eat them soon enough, then yeah, they go kind of squishy. And I mean, unlike bananas, which when they go into squishy state, you can turn them into banana bread, such is not the case with avocados. Avocados will actually go far too useless and really gross, and they go like black when they go squishy. So yeah, not pleasant. Oh. So there's a limit to those. Thing about our avocados is we have to keep remembering where turkey, avocado, bacon. Yum. Totally on board, Fantastic Shockbox. Got it? I'm in. But it also, one of the things that also occurred to me is I need any of the avocados that we don't eat at lunch today. Either Fantastic Shockbox or myself should probably move them. When they're firm, we store them with the apples, which put off their own ethylene gas that is used in the ripening process. Or like, not used in, but as in, that's how apples ripen themselves, is with the ethylene. And tomatoes and bananas and like it's your fruit ripening natural gas. But unfortunately, once the avocados start to ripen and they get to just the magic spot, they go well beyond that really fast. So keeping them in with the apples is a bad idea at that point. But if you're starting them from, hey, it's too firm and I need to be able to have this in a day or so, then throw them in with apples. Because other ones do it too. Like other foods put it off as well. Like I said, tomatoes and carrots and tomatoes, bananas, and oranges, and so on. They all put off that ripening gas. It's just that apples seem to affect other fruits and vegetables more quickly. I think they put out higher amounts of the stuff. Okay. So I'm making this corner sort of my second stop on the road to fixing. Road to, yeah, that's the word, right? Right? No. I'm making that second corner my second stop on the road to bringing the Balian Castle with the moat. Now, eyes. Oh wow, grammar's lost on Delenn entirely today. There's the word, itchy. There, that's another word. I was thinking of. Oh, I think I didn't want to do that. That's precisely it. I'm not thinking about lunch because it's near lunch for me. That would make sense. That would make sense for a reason to think about lunch. But no, just thinking about foods that are underrated. Let's see if another one's underrated. Spinach might be. Depends on your point of view. Some people are spinach enjoying people. Some are very certainly not. I'm kind of in both camps, but that depends on how the spinach is prepared. So if the spinach is going to be prepared raw, then it may not be underrated. Or if it's boiled or steamed too long, then it's definitely not underrated and actually should not be on the menu. But I do like wilted spinach, and I used to like boiled spinach. It's kind of mushy now, but on the other hand, raw spinach can be too tinny. It sounds really odd, but I find raw spinach has a metallic flavor to it, which is interesting because I find that also of red beets. If you roast a raw red beet, then it can have that sort of metallic flavor for me, and I don't know why. Wish I did. Because it's sort of a waste of food if you can't eat them. Also, the other thing I'm looking for over time is I like growing vegetables in the garden, but I'm actually looking for things that we will make use of because we get into such a rut and a habit of buying from the grocery store that when we grow things in the garden, they either turn out so they either don't turn out sometimes, which does happen, or they we pick them and then just don't have a way of using them in our menu before they go off. So that's a bit of a shame, but there we go. This one. Yeah. Bit of a shame, but I mean, what can you do when you need to have vegetables and they're not ready from the garden? We don't live in a region where we can have an all-year-round garden, so things are ready when you need them. It's unfortunate, but it is the case, so we need to shop. You know? That's evils of the whole thing. Aha! Okay. 1, 2, and just about the right level. Let's go up here. If I peel this back a bit. Yeah, I guess, where was I going with that? Foods, yes. Makes me hungry, to be honest with you. Talking about food makes me hungry. I suppose as it should, right? Isn't that the way it's supposed to go? We have some really amazing people in the DadCaff 73 community who can make some really amazing food. I don't know if Scrublord's hanging in chat, but some of the stuff they post, oh my goodness, makes me so hungry because it is fantastic looking. So yeah, some amazing people who can do some amazing cooking things in DadCaff's Discord. And I don't know how they do it. I wish I had talent like that. I joked it several times, and I'll say it again, but I like to think of it in our house as Fantastic Sherlock Fox cooks. He does the majority of the cooking. Dylan makes food. Dylan makes food edible. That's about it. Not that I'm not good at it. I'm a recipe person, like through and through. That's not even one where one could say, okay, well, here's your recipe, and, you know, salt and pepper to taste. Well, if I've never had this dish before, how am I going to know when I've got the right amount of salt and pepper? You know, like, that's the kind of world I live in. It's one of those, it should be simple. And, I mean, my mother always said, if you don't know how much you want for something like that, then just don't put it on. And people will take care of it at the table, which is probably the best way to handle it in that situation. Okay, good. Starting to wonder if I was going to get creepers coming down on me. That's the kind of person I am. All the other part of it, though, is I love comfort foods. So there's older recipes from my family that I just need to learn to make. I've asked Fantastic Sherlock Fox, and he's agreed, and he's made some of my recipes from time to time. Very kind fox that he is. But I need to figure it out for myself. And sometimes I still laugh because there's always the generational thing. So we don't have as many generational changes to our recipes as some other generations have done, but my mother grew up in the country, pardon me, and so like literally on a farm, etc. And her family owned the movie theater in town, which sounds pretty cool, and I suspect it probably was at times. But her family owned movie theaters. The resulting is sometimes you'll get things like a recipe for poppycock, which I would want to make for Christmas, and the recipe would unfortunately call for a 10-cent pack of peanuts. Now, as you know as well as I do, a 10-cent pack of peanuts can shift. Nobody really knows how big that is. And right now, we don't even have 10-cent packs of peanuts. I mean, you can't even get a Halloween package for 10 cents. Those little snack things. Can't even get that much for 10 cents. But anyway, it's one of those recipes, of course, that once you've made it 100 times, you know how big the package is, so you don't need to care anymore about the fact that it said, 10-cent pack of peanuts. But that's not so helpful to somebody, down the line who's learning to make your recipe. So yeah, grandparents can be a bit of a pain in that respect when they make recipes. I don't know, what would, in all honesty, what would you guys do if you saw a recipe that talked about a 10-cent package of peanuts? Right? I wouldn't have a clue. Sometimes we'd get, so many ounces of peanuts, or so many ounces of whatever the thing is, which is an improvement. I'll grant it that. It's an improvement to the issue, but it still doesn't solve things because I'm in Canada. Now, that may seem weird to say, but I don't always talk about things in ounces. If you're not talking to me in, cups and spoons and cups and teaspoons and tablespoons, for example, I'm not necessarily going to know what you mean. So, yeah, there is that. But, or cook it till it's done. Uh-huh. If you're teaching somebody to cook, how do you know when it's done? How do you know whatever it is done? It could be a steak, it could be bread, it could be whatever. Here's another one. I used to, we grew up in our house on, as weird as this is going to sound, but our house grew up using brown bread for everything. So brown flour, brown this, brown that. And that's not an issue in most cases. But if you're making a recipe and then doing baking, for example, and you're using whole wheat flour, kind of a problem if the recipe says, bake till brown or bake till golden brown. You're not going to get golden brown with a whole wheat flour. As my personal experience suggests, it just doesn't happen. It's sort of a non-existent concept. So yeah. There's a lot of learning, and that's part of why I make food and I don't actually cook per se, is just because it's those sorts of you just know type challenges that I've never really managed to overcome well. If anybody ever has any tips and tricks, I am all ears. All ears. I mean, Fantastic Sherlock Fox loves to cook, and I don't want to take that away from him. He can use it as a bit of a headspace break from work. But, yeah, you use that as a bit of a headspace break from work. But I would still like to someday be able to get better at that. Cooking is something that I would like to learn. It's not just to be able to convert other people's recipes. But I mean, every once in a while, there's recipes that need converting as it is, and I will not be able to supply that skill. What I mean by as it is, for example, I'm a huge fan of white beans and wieners. I know it sounds crazy to still be a fan of that because when you consider what's in a wiener, I'm not even want to think about it. But then again, I'll make it for me, right? I will make food for me. That stuff that I will eat sometimes that other people won't. The challenge with this particular recipe, though, is it's one of those crock-pot ones that takes all day. It's not one where I can decide in the morning, oh, hey, I feel like having, wieners and beans for lunch today. And it doesn't work that way because, of course, if it's a 5.5-hour cook or something like that, you can't just decide it in the morning you're gonna have it for lunch. It would be for dinner at that point, at best. I mean, and it's not like I could do it for lunch anyways, unless I made it up sort of one day and then ate it a second day, just because I'm not getting up in the middle of the night to put on wieners and beans, although of late, at the rate I've been going to bed, maybe I should just put it on before I go to bed. But it's still, but it needs a conversion, because different people have suggested why not use the Instant Pot. My mother does her beans from dried in the Instant Pot all the time. She does now. But I asked her, okay, well, how much do you put in to make this recipe? You know, and what are your settings and stuff? She goes, enough. Uh-huh. Which is, she goes, I don't know. I'm afraid you'll have to figure it out because I have no clue. Oh, okay. Thanks, Mom. So, there's that. And, I mean, winter recipes like chilies and stuff, I've been eating a lot of canned this year. Just because I was having a huge craving for chili. It's a lot of work for Fantastic Chocolate Clocks to put one together. I like his, I really do. But I also have a soft spot for one that I grew up with, needless to say. And that recipe, of course, once again, I only have a crockpot version for. Crockpot or oven, which, you know, no faster, really. But we can't, in good conscience, make it for supper or something. I grew up doing, you know, baking powder biscuits with a big bowl of chili with cheese on top, because we had beans and meat in our chili. And our kids they're starting to like things like spaghetti sauce on their spaghetti, but for the most part, they still do not like having mixed dishes. So no stews, no soups, no casseroles, although, I mean, for some people that's a blessing. Yeah, so all those things just make it a little more challenging to go for the comfort food category. So, yeah, we got things to do. That's okay. You know, I have things to learn. And honestly, if one didn't have a bucket list of things one wanted to learn, sometimes I'd wonder if we have enough spice in life. Okay. Ooh. Please don't rubber band me. How did I? Oh, I see. Okay. Hello, Zim. Please, these out. Switch that corner. But yes, a lot of digging still happening. But at least it's not doing anything more than mirroring the other side, whereas one level at a time is a bit of a pain. Okay, let's get this corner done. Probably a simple DoorDash. You know, we've
Hello
never
there.
done DoorDash. We don't usually do DoorDash here. We're introverts, but we tend to want to get out of Dodge. Hey, Darby, how you doing? When I said go long, I actually meant I may double. So in other words, there may be one more hour here, partly because I finally found something to talk about, but also that I believe, if Fantastic Chocolate Clocks can confirm, I think he had meetings till another hour from now. I think. I'll have to check with him and see. If he has meetings, then there's no point in me having lunch with him. The kids can eat on their own if they need to. Right? Right? Baby? Oh, my kids are going to be getting hungry, I know that. But I mean, come on. When I've got a 9-year-old and 11-year-old, worst case scenario, they know how to use a microwave, and they know how to make pizza pockets. So they should be able to handle making their own lunch if they had to. I'm not totally lazy. some. So what I'm working on today, Darby, is working on my castle and the moats. I've changed up some of the main tower. I moved part of the towers over so that things look a little different than they did before. And the intention is so that I'm preparing in advance for the bridge I'm going to put in that area. Yes, I have. Oh, I see. Yes. So, yeah, let's get a quick change. So instead of having the bridge going to be coming in on the corner, I moved a tower over, fought with it a little bit, finished off, and now we have a little bit of a bridge house with a hole in the side, and that's going to be where I'm going to put a bridge to come out this way. Now, this inside mode is a little different than the outside one, and that's intentional. So, yeah. But it turns out the outside one, I was making it too wide. You can start to see I was single-stepping it. And further research suggests that it's actually quite severe and vertical. So, I'm just going to fill that part back in eventually. But I just wanted to get it to match with the existing inner moat section. So just mirror that part. And then see where I go from there. No problem. This one. I'm sorry. That was a belly. Dim. No problem. I appreciate that you want to be here. Thank you very, very much. I know that Darby and I had a really good conversation when I first met her on Carnage Joe's Discord. She dropped in, and it's been a great conversation. It's been a great chance to get to know you. So I've been spoiled by that. Spoiled, and loving every moment of it. Today's stream actually started out really quiet. It stayed well. Okay, it started out with a whole load of tech headaches, but I mean that's par for the course for me lately. But I just couldn't find something to talk about, and then somehow I got onto a food rant. You're very welcome. I'm only being honest. Yeah, I somehow got onto a bit of a food rant, which seems to be paying off. Because I was talking about foods I would like to make, foods I would like to have more often. I would love to have chilies and stews. One of my favorite ones that I haven't made in forever is basically chicken and dumplings. Some people find it squishy, so it may not be to their taste. In that case, my response is usually, well, can we do chicken stew? I'll thicken it extra with something else, and then we can have like dinner rolls on the side or something. But it's just that my kids don't like stews or soups all that much. Now let me correct, there are some exceptions coming in. As I said, we have spaghetti and their spaghetti sauce is slowly starting to go on top of the noodles. But the kids still want to control it themselves, so you put it on the side and then they'll put it on top however much they want. But they're deciding that they like ramen now. Which means I have, teenagers on the way, I guess. I mean, on the bright side, though, it's funny. Some people say, "But I can't imagine you'd eat raw ramen," because that was something I used to really enjoy as a snack. And it's not raw. That's the thing. They like parboil it basically, and then flash freeze it. So it's not actually raw when you get it. That's part of the reason why you can successfully make ramen as quickly as you can. Like the noodles wet sort of thing. They just don't take on any flavoring if you do that. but it's not like it's going to harm you to muck around with it. So they, when I was a kid, they actually used to sell ramen packets as snacks. Like, you know, your mom could put a packet of dry ramen noodles in your lunch as a school snack. I kind of wish that was still available, because even though ramen is cheap, I'm not sure that it's, you know, throw at the seasoning packet level cheap. On the other hand, one of the things we used to do in Girl Guides was add the ramen noodle soup packets to our emergency kits. So if you're ever stuck somewhere, like, you know, vehicle or even backwoods, and you need something to not taste like water, so maybe you're getting sick of water tasting like water, or you need, because I mean there's not much for nutrients in those things. It's like a primitive Neo, I guess, or those water flavoring things. But we used to put the ramen noodle pack, like the extra ones, in there, in our kits for that. And that was just because comfort food doesn't have nutrients. True. It doesn't have nutrients. It must replace the nutrients with calories. Isn't that how it goes? But where was I going with that? I can't recall. But yeah, comfort food definitely doesn't have nutrients. So the idea being, if one was stuck out, and let's say you did have, you know, water purification or something available, but you were getting so sick and tired of it, or somehow, even if the water's safe, like for example, water that has a lot of sulfur in it can taste really gross. Some people don't like well water because we're a lot of us are born and bred on city water. Shame that is. But I mean, our water tastes different, and some people really don't like the taste of water in the wild, and would be more likely. We actually found that with a few of our girls back then, that they were more likely to let themselves dehydrate and get sick from dehydration rather than drink this in water. And yes, that sometimes was a rather literal reference. Sulfur water is nasty, for sure. Yeah, no, it's nasty. But I mean, there's times and places where you'll end up with, you know, well water that has excess sulfur in it. It's kind of one of those sad facts of life. And if there's a reason that that's all you've got, then you need to find ways of making it a bit more palatable. And so that's using the leftovers of like the ramen noodle packages if you're going to eat the regular part as a snack. So like, let's say you'd already eaten the other part as a snack, and then you got the packet left over, or if you regularly eat them as snacks and you don't eat the packet of seasoning, that's something else one could do with it. And the funny part is, I've had a bunch of those sitting in my car for that very reason for ages and ages and ages. So I've had the problem with that is that, unfortunately, my favorite flavor was actually seafood, which is one that generally can't be shared with others because there's just too much of a risk that you could actually hurt them, which is completely opposite of the idea of survival food, right? You don't want to anti-survive by having a food allergy. That would be less than optimal. I did try when I was younger, eating the flavor packet as sort of like when you see the Lick-a-Sticks candy, you just get your finger damp or your candy damp by licking on it, and then you just dip it into the packet. Yeah, don't do that. It's yucky. There's far too much salt in those things that you can taste right off the bat. So, it makes you want to drink water so quickly. Because it's just gross. Oh, nope. On this one. Alright, 1, 2. This should be the last level for this portion. Is to get 2 blocks high in the dirt, because then we're level with the opposite side. And you're not a ramen eater. It's just something interesting that my kids have gotten into, because I always wonder where people pick that habit up. I mean, I can see people, eating it because it's a quick food, and my kids get into it because they see us eating it. That I can follow. But I sometimes wonder. It's cheap. Yeah, that's true. Well, okay, let me correct that. It is and it isn't. As many in this community will tell you, the cheap stuff isn't good and the good stuff isn't cheap. Right? And the really good stuff will burn your backside. Oh shoot, I'll have to get a report from DadCaff's community who it is that's got it, but I know there's one in there who've got themselves a, what do you call it? A ramen of the month sort of box kit going on, where they get sent a bunch of ramens to try. And yeah, it's interesting to see what they get sometimes. But there's a few that I definitely could not stomach. There's no way my system would handle that. And we've talked about the fact that I should be gluten-free probably anyways. But the ramen is just a reminder of that. Nope. Level 1, level 2, that should be 3 if I can get this up here. Go. This. It is. The part of the reason I'm avoiding it whenever I can, and I'll be blunt, is my husband, Fantastic Sherlock Fox, is actually allergic to corn. And the problem with that when you're dealing with gluten-free is there's so much that uses corn as an alternative. So it takes a bunch of items off the viable list for us. And that's, as I said, that's just the way it is, but it does make attempting to go gluten-free not great. So the way I've been treating it for years is more, is if it's something that I can, if it's an allergy that I can put up with, or an intolerance that I can put up with, then I'm just gonna put up with it, rather than risk hurting somebody. That's the way I look at it. It sounds weird. Yeah. This is one where it's definitely like a, I should say, somewhat anaphylactic, but it's not entirely clear if it is or not. But it's definitely a build-up thing. So the first thing we'll notice is that he gets incredibly cranky if we've had like tacos or nachos or something like that. I mean, some days I do too, depending on the quality of the food. But he can be really cranky if we've had a reason for like corn tortilla chips or something. When we do tacos in the house, we tend to do soft shells, so like the tortilla-based ones, with wheat flour tortillas, just because, you know, I know it's going to kick me, especially if I'm having cheese on top of it. Those two together are a nightmare combination. But anyway, but we tend to do that because he's just not in a great shape the next day. And I can't remember what he said he'd had when he was a kid that helped him find out. But as an adult, I know we've had situations where we've done too much. I could, yeah. GF tortillas. I mean, the other thing is my daughter likes soft tortillas, and my son likes hard shell tacos, and so I mean those are corn based and easy to GF. So usually would just side with him. But it's one of those ones where you have to be careful of the seasoning packets you use. You need to be careful of so much. Like, that's the other thing too, is even the flour tortillas actually aren't safe for him, because very frequently they'll use cornstarch or fine milled cornmeal to keep them from sticking together. So yeah, it's just one of those ones that I can't exactly say I do for others, but I would rather look out for others if I was making a choice, and I'm just too lazy to worry about both of us. It makes shopping a royal nightmare. So yeah, the way it runs in my family is my aunt and grandmother had celiac directly, and my mom has confirmed IBS because they can't nail down celiac. So she's just chosen to treat wheat products as one of her triggers. That and my dad's a bit of a tool. I know it sounds dumb to say, but because he's a bit of a tool, he doesn't necessarily believe in food intolerances, that your body doesn't like them, I would say. So I've got a vegetarian sister, and he loves to try and serve her burgers, because, yeah, that's the kind of guy he is. And then, like meat burgers, I should say. And then when I was doing celiac before, like, oh, these are wheat-free. That's just because he didn't buy the whole wheat version for a change. So, you know, it's a challenging one to work with. Yeah, exactly. Hope was him. There are a lot of ways in the food department. I think you and I may be on similar pages. And the sad part is there's more and more people joining that community these days, and I don't mean voluntarily. I mean sort of just an is. And I have a suspicion. Some people say it's a money grab by the people who make gluten-free products, but I actually have a suspicion personally that it might be more to do with our processing of foods and the things we do in the way that we process foods. I'm not one who's going to be jumping on the low processed whole foods bandwagon. I'm afraid that it's just not one that's going to work for me. But I wonder if we're unfortunately training our bodies to be more sensitive to things than in the past, just because we are processing things differently. I don't know. It's more of a question than anything else. But yeah. Not to mention, you know, as everybody who is trying special diets of any sort knows, that not eating the regularly processed stuff, call it, is far more expensive. Even if it's better for us, far more expensive. And sometimes it's easier to think of the dollars than it is to think of your health. No? So, yeah, it's a challenge. Well, if you ever manage to make it up to this part of the Great White North, I do happen to know a couple of really nice pizza restaurants that would be perfect for you. Seriously, they make some good GF pizza. So yeah, we got some good stuff. And actually, as my aunt keeps telling me, says it's so much different now than it used to be, or quote unquote back in her day, and she knows she uses that word. But she says it's so different now than it used to be, so much easier, and she used to have to bake her own stuff all the time. Now she doesn't. And good anything is a rarity. Well, good is also a definition, or not a definition, a matter of personal preference, right? So there is, while I say it's good pizza, what may be good to me may not be good to you, and I may have lowered my standard by eating not good pizza for many, many years. So there is that possibility as well. 1, 2. But I would wager this one's pretty good. The other thing that I find weird up here, though, is sometimes... Oops, what is that? This one? Yeah. Sometimes restaurants still forget to ask if you have any allergy issues or food concerns. And it's not that we need to always be on guard, per se, but there's been a few times also where I was doing gluten-free, but thankfully was not super sensitive at the time because I'd been behaving myself, and then had an issue because I said something to the restaurant and they either forgot or didn't understand when I got glutened, which made me so thankful that I'm not like my aunt, because for years she did things like having to take her cutlery with her when she went on a cruise. Like, what kind of fun is that? You know? Who wants to have to deal with that nonsense? Well, the strangest one, actually, I think, I'd say my strangest experience trying to do gluten-free was at Fantastic Sherlock Fox's cousin's wedding because his cousin married an Italian. And, like, Italian to the point where it wasn't just the Italian-Canadian club where they held their reception sort of thing. No, they had no clue. So when somebody tried to explain that I couldn't have the spaghetti, for example, or the pasta, I got the world's biggest bowl of risotto you have ever seen. I tell ya, I don't like risotto anymore. That was definitely put a kibosh on me liking risotto. So yeah, no, it's had its ups and downs, but trying to explain it to an Italian who didn't speak English was really an interesting challenge. Thankfully, at the time, I'd managed to find basically a celiac. I don't know who created it. Somebody who just had a problem, but anyways, someone had created a card loosely explaining to the restaurant people. So they didn't have all the details, but to the restaurant people that it's not a food allergy, so they don't have to go running around like they're going to kill somebody, instantly, I guess. It's not like you have an anaphylactic reaction or something. But it was explaining to them loosely that I couldn't have wheat products. And then there was a little card where you could then had a pull-down menu and you could choose the language you needed so that you could show it to whoever in your restaurant, and they're supposed to be able to understand what you need. And the number of times that my phone has briefly walked away because the staffer then went and took it into the kitchen and to try and explain it to the kitchen staff, and on and on and on and on. It's kind of funny. Like, where'd my phone go? Oh, yes, that. We do need to get that back to you, don't we? Yeah, please. I want my phone back. Okay, where are we here? Trying to, like, figure out how to... Okay, so this one can be 2. Because I've done singles, that's the problem. Okay, so this one should be up 2. Which means... Okay, that's up 2. Is that a by... Sorry, on the salt front, is that a by choice thing? Or is there a challenge there as well? Then, just was thinking that my grand was one of those many people who've been told, you know, reduce the amount of sodium in your diet, because it's not good for you. Kind of thing. Dum. Dum, da-dum, dum. Okay. Around this corner. And this one can be a double. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, once you're used to it. So I can see that in both situations, the bread products and the sodium intake. I've definitely run into people before that claim, you know, after being good on their health diet for a while, then they can start to taste when something's gone wrong. Yeah, no, I totally can follow that. There. Oops. It's still wrong. So this one is better. That. They're trying to cut back a corner. 1 ridge, 2 ridge, 3 ridge. 1 ridge, 2 ridge. This is 3. Okay. For sure. So yeah, salt really pops. Well, that's the other thing about it is some people say, you know, don't cook with salt because you don't need it. Well, yeah, you don't, really. But if people get used to cooking with salt, they're going to add it at the table as well. And that can't be good for you, in my mind. But there are exceptions to that. And what I mean by that exceptions is, for example, if you've ever tried even gluten-free unsalted pasta, so like if you don't do the salty water thing, I mean, if you're used to it, that's fine, but I find unsalted pasta is really yucky and it's not something you can recover at the table. Another one is, as we discovered, unfortunately, unsalted tomato sauce when you're making, like the basic tomato sauce when you're making a pasta sauce is really notable. But, I mean, that doesn't mean that you can't do it elsewhere, it's just, it's awkward without. Yeah, well, we don't usually, but sometimes if you buy the cans of tinned tomato sauce ready to go, I shouldn't say ready to go, the cans of base blank tomato sauce that we add seasonings to, then I find the unsalted one, I notice a difference. But I would really love it if I didn't, right? So there's pros and cons, I suppose. And it also, it's what one gets used to. So if you can get your system used to not having salt in it, hey, awesome. More power to you. It just may make restaurants taste weird, because they almost always salt theirs. Which is funny. Low salt green beans are one of those ones that I love. Actually, just green beans. So, another one of those. Everything's different, I guess. What did I... do the math. How did... that should be there. This won't be there at all. Okay, there we go. I'm a garden green bean person. Or even frozen. In a pinch, just in general. I'll do frozen green beans. But I don't salt them. Now I can at the table. Or I'll put a little bit of butter on them at the table. But I've just never really been one that's been into salted green beans. Yeah, which is... I don't mind canned green beans. I find them a little squishy. I mean, the commercial canned green beans I find squishy. But, if somebody's gonna home can, of course, it's a whole different kettle of fish. Because those are just yummy no matter what you do. Ooh, okay. These corners, I swear they're gonna be the death of me. Oops. Is that because of other things that go in the can, or just a personal preference that you like Del Monte only? To me, Del Monte is like fruit. As in, they do fruit well. I've never had good vegetables from them. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Ah, yes. Well. Sometimes I think Libby's puts things like salt in there first, and then decides if there's room for vegetables afterwards. But I mean, there's sometimes I have to use Libby's just because for certain up here, it seems when I want them for a recipe, sometimes I can only find certain bean varieties from anybody else. Like, what I mean by that, sorry, is that sometimes the one I want is not available unless I use the companies I wouldn't normally. Bit of annoying, but hey, it happens. That's hey, it happens part is a silly thing for me to say. I get that. But I can be a little bit bullheaded when it comes to what kind of bean I'm going to use in my recipe. Yeah, no, I totally. A lot of that has to do with who I'm cooking for. So if I'm only cooking for me, then I would agree with you. Skip it. But if I'm cooking for someone else as well, then sometimes it's, yeah, I do what I have to do, I guess you could say, to get the recipe to actually happen. Oh, okay. But Fantastic Sherlock Fox does most of our cooking around here, so he's been dealing with food insensitivities and allergies for, oh geez, 20 years now for me. And so I've been on again, off again with the whole gluten-free thing, which is kind of frustrating, but it's nice not to have multi-shopping for now. We have bad enough multi-shopping as it is, because I'm one of those people that my kids aren't, they're not picky, but at the same time, there's things that if you buy them for the kids' lunches, I'm liable to not touch them, unless somebody specifically notes that they're sort of free game, because I'm not sure if we're going to run out of something that, and the kids will be fussy enough that it'll be challenging to find a happens to be in the house replacement in time for school lunch. So that's where my world lays, I guess. So we do a bunch of what's in essence double shopping, only in that some of the fancier foods, like fancier breads and stuff, my husband and I will eat, or things for lunches, like hot foods, basically, because the kids can't do hot foods at school. They just don't have the capacity to manage that at school. So they don't get hot foods. So things that are hot food products we get for our lunches. It's multi-cook anyways. And also there's some foods that, you can make leftovers that just don't taste good when it's reheated. My phone's trying to say, you are streaming so long. Yeah, well, tough luck, phone. I'm having a good time. If I'm having a good time, I'm going to keep doing it. I won't go forever. Definitely the top of my hour here is a hard stop, because my stomach is going to be saying, lunch, you fool, lunch. So for me, I'm in mountain time, which is GMT -7. So when I started in the morning, it was just past 10 a.m. And 1, 2. Oh, no. And so at some point, I should probably do it. But I had a bad habit of sleeping in. So the resulting effect is I haven't had breakfast yet. Bad for me. But getting me to actually, be healthy and follow rules? Not likely. Nope. Glenn is bad at that. Quite. Drop down here. I need to smarten up as one thing. The worst bit, of course, is I don't mind Fantastic Show Xbox going, AFK with phone calls or whatever, because he actually, on top of this, he's actually working from home while I'm working, or while I'm streaming. So I really am already bogarting his time far more than I should be. So yeah. This one. And part of me just goes, oh, well, one more thing. And one more thing. Yeah, that's not good. We're just supposed to be trying to get yourself to bed at night. So, I'm a one more thinger. Does that make sense? It's like when people spend money and they talk about $5-ing themselves to death. I'm not always one of those people, like as in spending myself in a hole for that. But I am the one more thing person. Oh, well, I'll just do this one more thing, and then I'll stop. Or I'll do this other one more thing, and then everything will be okay, right? Isn't that how it goes? No. So unfortunately, I can get really addicted into doing stuff just because it's always the one more thing syndrome. It's not a wonder that my kids actually have trouble stopping playing when it's time to come for dinner or whatever. I can't exactly say I'm any sort of model in that category. It drives Fantastic Show Xbox nuts because I'll do the dinner call and nobody shows up. Which is, alright, I guess, if you're busy, as in, like, legit have a thing you have to get done for a particular deadline for a particular reason or something. And he just goes to politely show me he's listening. But yeah, he'll call dinner or something and he'll leave the table or whatever. It's just rude. So it's one of those things that's on my 2023, I don't know if it's resolutions list, because that sounds like a health thing. The I need to change about how I behave list. Because I've got kids that aren't that far off from becoming teenagers, or at least tweenagers, and they're picking up all kinds of bad habits from me, so I need to start changing things up. On the other hand, they play Minecraft. I can't exactly say that that's an incredibly bad habit to have, is it? Right? Our friends are here. Some of my best friends are here playing Minecraft. Long's like, adulting. Well, sometimes I think that's what Fantastic Sherlock Fox does best. He's actually always been more of the adulter type than me. He gets the adulting done. But yeah, I need help with that too. I do some, but I'm not great at it. Years and years ago, we decided that we were not going to mix our laundry with the kids' laundry just because the kids do. I mean, they had, you know, blood and stains and crayons in your pocket and, you know, that usual stuff that kids do. But also, Fantastic Sherlock Fox at the time had to go work in an office. There was always button-down shirts and couldn't really afford to have that sort of risk to his laundry. I am horrible with clothing laundry, absolutely dreadful with it. So we do, at the moment, we do 3 separate styles of load. So he does his, then we've got the household laundry, like the sheets and towels and such, and then we've got the kids' load. But mostly, Fantastic Sherlock Fox does almost all of that. It's just because I'm absent-minded. No permissive excuse on that one. I am just horribly absent-minded. So the laundry will get in to the machine, and it just doesn't always get back out again. Or it will get washed and never get folded. You know. So, hey, I'd say nobody's perfect. But if I was perfect, I wouldn't have anything to talk about on stream, would I? Because perfect people also don't necessarily have anything to whinge about either. Alright. I tend to live out of my basket. I keep saying I'm gonna fold it. You know, I really need to get around to folding. Yeah. No. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, and all that jazz. And all that jazz. So, it's 1, 2. This will be level 3, right? Ridge 1, Ridge 2, Ridge 3. So if I just cut it off here, that should be great. Well, yeah. Half the time when I'm pulling things out of the laundry, it's because someone else needs the machine, or I need something out of it right away and don't have time to fold at that point, or it's like super late at night and I'm pulling it out as I go to bed. So there's a lot of things that I can change about my habits that I really want to. It's one of those proof is in the pudding things, right? Okay, let's take this row. Pardon me. Sorry. Oops, no, I just have 2. down to. I'd love to get this done today. Because if I can get all the way around, then I'm done the outer level of what has to be done on the moats. Oh yeah, yeah. As DadCaff jokingly sometimes says, he pulls it from Park and Rec. He says, I have a permit. I've got a permit. I do what I want. So I don't know. Sometimes I say to my kids, and they go, why can you play electronics whenever you want? And it's not the I have a permit thing, it's the when you get to be my age, as long as you can, keep food on the table and your family relatively happy, then you too can play computer games for quite a long time. Okay, this one. Not great. Okay, did I get all the ridge 1, ridge 2, ridge 3? Yep. Everything else on the top is butter. Extra. That thing you don't really need. So the fact that this is so high is not really a problem at the moment that I need to deal with. I can just leave it and deal with it later. Nice. I was actually just simply trying to square that corner off. Okay. Let's see. Quick fly around. Let's see if I like what I see all the way around. 3. That's too low. That's fine. Oh, nope, not quite done. Almost. Thought I was done. Bit more to do. Sticker. Egg. I hope so. I hope so. Okay, so ridge 1, ridge 2, which needs to up one. I'm gonna start here and peel my way back. The ground. Ridge 1, 2. This should be ridge 3. Right here. The bases are in a large cave. You're very functional building. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I've never done a cave base. I'm an arachnophobe, more or less. So I avoid caves as much as I can. If you happen to be around and you want to come light up my caves, by all means, have at her. And that's not a direct, hey, you have to do something silly like that, but if that's the kind of thing that floats your boat, more power to you. On the ground. Ridge 1, ridge 2, this should be ridge 3. I can do whatever I want. You're an anti-creeper. I like that. I like that. Like, if you had a shop on a server, you could have a service where you're the creeper remover, right? Ridge 1, ridge 2, ridge 3. Oops, I said I need to get up there, didn't I? So this one's fine. I need to get myself above it. Yeah, creepers are not my favorites. Which is part of why CJ Bot sometimes loves to get me with the creeper sound. So, you know, we all have good sounds for good reasons, I guess. Bridge. Do you have to go? Yeah, important. One. And I can chop. Okay. So, no more than 3 ridges. There's 2 away. Okay, so now I'm going to jump to the top one and see if it works out. On the top of the second ridge. And that didn't work. Put that there. So if I'm should be level. 1, 2, 3. Level with this third one. Not with the fourth one, that's fine. Looks okay-ish. Feels like I've got an extra block in there somewhere. Yeah, no, this is just starting to peel back. That's fine. One, two, three. I don't like overhangs. Alright. I think we've got it. Yay! Oh, it's just extra stuff now. For this part. Which means 145. I can probably eat up from in-game. Okay, so what I could probably do is actually figure out where the fight on the weekend is going to be, but I think I'm going to do that off camera just because that allows me to do a bit more work here, either today or tomorrow before I actually have to clean up. Not clean up, but like suit up and head on over. But I think I've got what I need. It's just, well, like cosmetic stuff. Sure. As you go around the corner, it's always green. Ish. Not perfectly green. I got the right level. So that means that the next piece, for the walls at least, we're standing on the south side. You can see where I'm standing there. I'm moving the map on purpose. Up comes the references. And something we will start next week is I've got 3 little gatehouses to put in. I can just zoom that a little bit more for you guys. Smoke. I want to do this one. Okay, so we've got today we built the towers that you sort of see in the middle of the brown section, at the top. We've got our iron farm standing in for the square keep, which I'm going to actually make the iron farm 1 level taller. Then we have a little tower to go on the northeast side, over by our 10, whatever it goes. It's bounced around up there. And right on the other side of the moat, I've got a little tower to build there. Need to build an inner wall, just a lightweight fencing one will do, maybe some logs. And then on the south side, probably about halfway down the wall, I will start building the other 2 walls, or sorry, little towers for a proper gate. The proper gate to this place. So yeah, we're making progress. We're getting there. Slowly. the Mott Hill never ended up where I wanted it to be, so I just faked it. And I know it's not going to be anything like the picture, but it's close enough for my taste, so I'm okay with that. So the photo itself, I guess, yeah, Dory, I don't think you'd heard the whole story. Long story made super short, because I don't want to bore everybody. Last season on DadCaff's server here, I did this map art. Okay, now this map art is based on a mystery novel series by Ellis Peters. It's the Brother Cadfael Chronicles, and there's the monk in the middle, right? He used to be a crusader, and then he became a sailor, and then he came home and had felt the calling of God, so he became a monk. But along the way, he learned a lot about herbs and healing. So there's the healing section, sort of like the medicant, I guess you could say. And this season, I decided to take that a little further because his world is actually based on a real place called Shrewsbury in England. And my castle's in a really bad spot, but that's fine. Shrewsbury, England. That I decided to base on that. So if I take a look at what the place really looks like right now, oops, we have this. So we're actually not that far off in terms of shape. Obviously, scale is completely out to lunch because reality and Minecraft would be way different. You know, I can't live inside something the size of an iron farm. So that's what it looks like. However, I discovered a couple of things as we were going. First off, it's not a medieval castle when you guys think of square corners and tall towers and that sort of thing. The archaeology first said here is, I had to rotate it because of Minecraft, but here is sort of part of the castle. And in the 1300s was when they put the two towers you see up in the northwest part of that picture by a gentleman by the name of Thomas Telford, and he actually like bulldozed a lot of the old castle stuff in the central section. By that point, the backside of what had been the Mott Hill that was originally built on by the Normans had actually fallen away into the river. So that's why they changed up wall with a weird sort of funky shaped hill. And there's only one little tower that stands there now. It's called Laura's Tower, I believe. This is the castle in Shrewsbury, England. But as I said, in the 1300s. So they had started out with an all-wood castle. Then they would have gone to a combination wood and stone, and then slowly over to a stone castle, possibly of a different style. But that's where the other pictures come from, is this one and this one. Oops, let's move. Where's model one? There we go. So this model and the picture you see on the right are guesstimations based on archaeology on what people in the area think that the castle should have actually looked like. First one. So I'm using that as a rough model. But I'm not being perfect about it simply because, well, A, Minecraft, B, I started out trying to be a little more accurate and it was such a huge waste of time. So I gave up on that part. But yeah, that's where the design is loosely coming from. The kicker is that here's the map sketch we've got of Shrewsbury, England, according to the Cadfael novels. So they're sort of faking that out. And you can kind of, I'm just going to go past that part. You can kind of see where the castle is. Now to the southeast, there's a section marked the Abbey. That's where our monk would be. But as you can note, it's across the river and sort of an open plainsy type area with a brook and so on. But it's definitely across the river. So for me to replicate that element, I would need to be... Oh, let's go map again. I would need to be going across over here. Now, one, we've got a ditch, which is a bit of a problem. I think actually I'd be closer to down maybe over this section. So it's not horrible, but I still have to do a lot of tree removal and probably some terraforming just to be able to get enough space to work. So if I rotate that picture that you were looking at map-wise so that it sort of fits better with this one, I think we'd be coming off somewhere down here. And yeah, there's a lot of tree work and stuff to do. But because neither the castle nor the Abbey exists anymore in reality, even though the names in the books, the main character is fictional, but the characters after that, they actually have names of some of the actual people who were head of the Abbey and reference titles of actual war events that happened in the period and that sort of stuff, so it's semi-realistic. But the Abbey down here is kind of sad because if I go back to Google Map really quickly, and I don't know if you can see it, people who live in England would be able to help with this better than I would, but this section, you see this big road down to the right that kind of goes through the Abbey grounds? That is England's A5. And it meets up with a big chunk up above. So basically the A5 highway comes schmuck right through the middle of that. Thanks once again to our friend, not Mr. Thomas Telford. So yeah, that's where all this goes. The reality isn't there to be copied anymore, but it's reality enough that I'm having a lot of fun looking into history. Yeah. And you could say it likely fit the needs in land at the time, and I would totally agree with you. Where are we here? Yeah, I would totally agree with you. Aside from like the rich landowners doing whatever they pleased. But so plan for the next time I stream and build on here. So we have next time I stream will be Saturday, and we will be doing Dragonfight. And I believe, if I remember correctly, it is, oh shoot, put it in my calendar, 7 p.m. Eastern, I think, or is it 9 p.m.? Someone in stream may know ahead of me, but I'm going to try and look as fast as I can. Yeah, the A5 didn't quite come into being just then as such, but in the 1300s, the paved road that became the A5 did get plotted right through the Abbey grounds. So, yeah, it did get plotted right through the Abbey grounds, and that was frustrating and a half. But anyway, I was looking for the timing of... There it is. So Java patron server fight. It's 7 p.m. my time, which means it'll be 9 p.m. Eastern. So that's... I will be back for that on Saturday, and then I don't stream again until Tuesday morning next week. And I believe... I think next week there'll be a brief cancellation of one of my streams because I've got a Broadway show. I have to double check if it's next week or if it's the week after. It might be the week after. But definitely I'll be back on Tuesday at noon Eastern. And we'll be working on some more of the towers, preferably something a little bit bigger, and doing a lot more of this covered over walkway business along all of the other outer walls. So yeah, that's where we are at. Now I'm gonna stall for a few minutes, and the reason being is that sometimes other streamers love to come on at the top of the hour. So if I'm ready to raid out right before that point, we miss some of the really good ones that are really fun to see. So yeah. But as those that had seen me last season are more than well aware, I have a funny habit of giving lots of random useless information about things while I build. Last season my base was all themed on mystery books and mystery book characters. I had 2 builds for Hercule Poirot, and yes, that's not pronounced correctly, but better than some people pronounce it. And so I had 2 builds for him, and let's see, what else did I have? I'm trying to remember who else I was heavy on. I say I was a little heavy on Sherlock Holmes. I did a cathedral for Father Brown, and that one was another one of those image things, as in I took pictures from the internet of the church that British TV had used as the filming location for the Father Brown TV series. At that point, starring Mark Williamson, I think. Mark Williams. Oh my goodness. Basically, those would know him better as Arthur Weasley from the Harry Potter films. So yeah, I used pictures of that one because it's an active, functioning Anglican church, and so it means that it was definitely something I could try and copy. But it is a real place that people actually can visit, so I felt a little more pressure on myself intentionally to try and get it close enough. All right. Let's see. Is there anything else I need to do out here or can do out here reasonably? Don't think so. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm gonna have to smooth off some of this upper section. But that's okay. Not today. Not today. Alright, let's take our ball and go home. Because last time that I forgot to log out after I stopped streaming, I was standing in the middle of a field. Okay, you guys, I am tired of you. I'm happy with the inside of this place. Nah, let's not worry about golems. I was just about going to say I'm tired of the golems, let's get rid of them. But yeah, that would be problematic. Because there's not much I can do. Come here. So let's go and look out from the top tower that's finally been finished. I've said that a few times, so take that with a grain of salt. And I may need to make the towers taller. My son will be the judge of that one. He always has opinions. I like it. Oops. And down. This one. This one. Lights could be a good thing. I don't know what I did with the lights. I think I let them despawn. There. Because I can. Okay. There we are. So yeah, that's the newest. Oops, 7. That's the newest change we made. We made it to the top of the hour. I will go and figure out why I have a farmer just staring into the corner for no particular reason. He probably wants my bed that I left out there. And yeah, so we're making some progress. These walls will be repeated. Sorry, these coverings will be repeated from where the edge of the cobble is, and they'll go all the way around, excepting the two or three towers we're going to put in. So yeah, that's all she wrote. Okay, let's take a quick look and see who we've got that might be live, and find someone interesting to raid into. Hoping that I'm not that person who starts late, ends early-ish, and wonders why there's nobody else about. What do we have? He has just started. So we are going to head over to, looks like Halcyon Heights SMP, and we're going to watch some Manky Hamster. Fantastic builder, very chill gentleman, and very interesting to watch his build style. So that is where we are headed today. I'll just get that started and see if it will actually cooperate. Ooh, everything but the sound. That's okay. Alright, so. Do I have that one? Nope, I don't have that one. I should be mischief managed, but it isn't. Anyway, we have great visiting from. We had Neon Traveler and Hobozim and Darwy and Poodle. Wow. We had Fantastic Sherlock Fox. Oh boy, we had the Zerks in. Swanky Potato was here. And I'm trying to figure who else was here. Anyways, the long story made short. Oh, and Neon Traveler, always. If I do not mention your name, I apologize profusely. And I appreciate everyone who comes in. I've had a few technical issues that I'm still going to try and sort out. I keep getting most of them, thinking I'm good, and miss one or two, so that's great. If you guys have any suggestions, changes, whatever, you can always stick them in the Discord. I'm going to try and put that in there, but it does seem to break the raid sometimes. Put that in while something else is running. But in any case, give Manky Hamster my best, and I will see you guys again on Saturday. Bye-bye for now.